Starting those, we will jump into that for the time being. This is going to be Dust 2, obviously onto the knife round here to decide the sides, and yeah.
Yeah, we're still on this.
Okay.
Just so you know, you didn't have to cut. You got cut off a little bit short, but it's fine. It's fine. Now we'll go into the game, and of course we do have that knife underway. It will be won by Fish. Now on Dust 2, it's somewhat meaningless.
Yeah.
Like, let's be honest, it's just flip a coin. Which ones you want? Okay, there you go. It's just a little bit of a side choice, but we didn't really get to talk about the roster of Fish. Like, all jokes aside, throwing names out of a hat, we do actually know some of the players who are actually in there. Of course, Mole, Weber, Rattlesnake, we can talk about them. I think Cryptix as well was in the lineup that I casted recently. Unfortunately, I think Rattlesnake couldn't be there because he actually had work, which does say some stuff about the UK, unfortunately. The players sort of around at the moment, most of them, I think there was only one team actually in the tournament at the moment that are salaried, which it's quite unfortunate, really.
Yeah, but we are going to kick it off finally. And just a note at the top, the team names are incorrect. It's actually Fish on this CT side. So hopefully that'll get switched up. I'm sure that's just an e-bot error. But we're into the pistol here. It is going to be CAZ starting their aggression up towards long. And Aussie, he's going to be leading the charge. Takes down Cryptix, and they're going to have a bit more fighting to go on with. It's going to be Frank to at least trade. But he does go down to Jacob. And now the long aggression going to go down. They don't have a smoke for the CT spawn. And this is where Mole and Weber, they are going to be positioned perfectly for this. They have the cross. And we also have Rattlesnake over towards short. So if they even try and commit to this, it's going to be very, very dangerous. And you can already see they've realised this is going to be a bad idea. They will be backing off and moving back in towards a T-spawn hit.
Yeah, they have, of course, taken the man advantage, however, so that's absolutely fine. They're just going to fall away and basically reposition themselves to try and take a better angle. Now, there is only going to be one player actually on the B side at the moment. There is a push, however, coming out from the CTs onto long, and this is definitely going to benefit them overall as they can try and push forward and basically find out information, and they have done just that. They're going to fall back and actually push back towards middle.
Yeah, and now they know that this is likely going to be a B-take. You can already see the rotations coming through. And Weber, he's going to catch the first one off guard. He takes down the one, and now he's going to try and follow up at least as they file onto the B site. There is going to be some contention towards the doors. We do have Roma actually getting a refrag, but Mole's also going to pick one up for the team. And Mole just pushing right through. No back held, and Roma going down. Jacob being followed, and that will be Fish to pick up the pistol around there. So a 1-0 on that CT side. That's a good way to start it off. We're likely going to see CAZ force buy into this one after not getting the bomb down, but again, it is going to be down to the IGL decision. Yeah, that's going to be a force buy, very typical here, especially on Dust 2. The thing is about Dust 2, though, it's one of those maps that these second round force buys, after not getting the bomb down, especially on T side, don't work out as well because there's not many avenues that you can at least get aggressive with the pistols and kind of find yourself a pick. On maps like Cash, the B site's really easy to kind of rush in, but even on Dust 2, B site's not as easily takeable as it is, I guess you could say, on Cash or Barrage, for example.
Yeah, of course. It's still one of those sort of rush positions, but it's basically a choke point and people will be ready for it. They've gone straight out short, however, and they are going to be able to get close and personal now. A couple of spray down will come in. Frank and Rattlesnake, but the trades are available, and actually the bomb's going to go down as well. So already this is reasonable success. Of course, they are aiming to win the round, but unfortunately it's looking like they're going to be traded out. One man towards short, streaming with this Deeg, and he'll be finished off too.
Yep, the fuse coming in. Fish pick up a fairly successful second round. We obviously see a bit of impact from CAZ. The bomb down is an extremely important one as well, and added with that, they find themselves a couple of kills. So not too bad of a force buy, I guess you could say there. Nothing too special, but still, he's okay. So we will be going to the third round now. CAZ likely to be on their full eco here before they go for their buy round. And yeah, a little bit of investment. We see Jacob on the Eagle, and as well as Aussie going for that P250, but that is pretty much going to be it here for the T side.
Yeah, of course, they are going to be saving mostly into this one. They do have some pistols to play with, but other than that, there really isn't too much overall. And they don't have any armor either, so really just expecting them to get mowed down. They do have a couple of SMGs to play with, but really we can't expect them to do anything in this round. Get a bomb plant, however. That is... I hate when teams do this. They overpush and they just hand away a site. And now, it should be an easy cleanup. However, the bomb going down for a second, it should guarantee an AWP going into this round in the next for CAZ.
Yeah, that's silly, especially on these force buy, or these full eco, sorry, you see from the T side. The CT should be playing a lot more passively here. No need for aggression to hunt frags, so you can just hold onto a bomb site. Denying that's so important now. Things are going to start to look dangerous at least. It's mostly going to be cleaned up, but we can see already the T's have found themselves a bit of an avenue into the round. It's all going to be on MCK here on short. He cornered off towards that stairs area, and we do have Mole walking in from the flank. By the time he's going to get the better of him, there's two players pushing at the same time. The diffuser's already found anyway, so the round going to be going to Fish. But still, as you said, they shouldn't have given away that bomb plant. CAZ is now going to be able to buy up a lot into this. You can already see 6.5k on some of the players, so this is going to be plenty of money. Dreaming will buy up that AWP, and the rest of them going to have all the nades they need to work with.
Yeah, the couple of extra kills, everything, just going to be gravy on top of what they achieved. Of course, they don't win a round, so it's still 3-0 to Fish, so can't really hate on them too much just yet. But we've got the AWP onto both sides, and already the nice pick coming out, Dreaming starting things off. And, well, now the T's, they've already lost that early, well, no, the CTs have lost that early pick. Rattlesnake goes down. They've got to try and have some sort of reaction. They've got plenty of utility to play with, but other than that, there really isn't too much going their way.
So Webber's going to at least try and change things up in middle. Does get caught out. That dink is massive. Puts him down to such low HP, which instantly allows him to take advantage as he is aim punched out of that one. He goes down eventually. And now CAZ, they found themselves into a 5 versus 3. This is going to be, if they just play the trade game, very simple for them to clear it up. But they will start heading towards short here. Mole trying out with a bit of aggression towards middle. Grabs himself the AWP. And that's not the best retake gun as well. So the fact that Fish have completely given up this A site shows that they may already be thinking about the save here. Although Frank's going to rotate back towards short to at least try and hold things back. And Dreaming, just being the open player, maybe caught off guard. But no, he counter strafes at the right time. Takes down Frank. And now the man advantage gets extended. Cryptix runs into middle where Roman's going to be ready. However, he does fall. Cryptix finds that headshot, and now it is going to be a 2v4. CAZ getting the bomb down on the B site or the A site, and the retake may be over here for the Fish side.
Yeah, I don't think there's really too much benefit of actually going for this now. They do have a couple of players. It looks like they're waiting for an exit. They have got Mole currently waiting on short, and then, well, they've just decided to fall back into tunnels. So nothing really benefited and nothing really lost. They're going to keep the 2 weapons. They'll keep the AWP plus the kit. And, well, other than that, we're just going to wait for a little bit of utility to be brought up in the next round, and they should be able to drop a weapon or two.
Yeah, it's likely going to be the thing. You can see already Jacob's going to be chasing here to try and deny this buy, and that's going to be a really clever move, obviously, because if he allows the save to come in, the buy is still going to come up from the CT side, but if he can at least put it down to maybe 1 rifle, we're unlikely to see Fish invest anything into the next one. So Mole does get away with his gun for the time being. Jacob not chasing too heavily, and CAZ, they keep their money. They're going to be going into the next one with a lot of rifles as well as utility here on this T side. And Fish, they are going to invest alongside these rifles, which I do understand, but you could already see we are going to have a pistol player or a couple of... No, just 1 pistol player on Rattlesnake. And utility is very limited as well in terms of Rattlesnakes and Franksters, so that's quite low.
I don't know if this is just broken, but I can see Mole with $3,800 in the bank and Rattlesnake without a gun.
CSGO is a very broken game. So
that is a really interesting decision. I'll just put it that way. And, well, Frank's going to start things off. He finds Aussie early into the round, so not a bad start for the CT side. Already looking to break the economy, and, ooh, the spray coming in. Will be missed. Actually, Rattlesnake comes away with a kill. Now, he only had a CZ in play, so that's actually a decent frag overall. He'll take one down and make things look easy over in that position.
Yeah, and CAZ now down from the man advantage. Already the pistol player going to be out of the server, so Fish don't really have too much of an issue to face. If they just play the trade game, if they just hold together and don't overpeak or get too aggressive here on the CT side, it should be good, especially with the factor that CAZ whittled down a lot of their time. There's a minute left on the clock. They are going to set themselves towards short, but not even committing just yet. You see, they're obviously just trying to find a pick at this point, trying to find themselves a gateway into this round, but nothing's being presented. Now rotating a player back into the B tunnels. I can only imagine a late mid to B is going to come through here. That would make the most sense, but typically if you have a mid to B, you want to take the bomb in through tunnels, not through middle, in case it gets dropped, because then obviously if it's dropped in mid, it can be held from both CT and the B site, which is really dangerous. But instead, just sending all 3 of their players towards the upper tunnels, and there is Webber holding the back lines on the site to try and deal with this one.
Yeah, they've only got 30 seconds on the clock. Now, this is a risky play, but luckily for them, there's actually only 1 man on the site. That will be Webber. He's been given that catalyst role, and he's going to get taken down straight away. Now, this has just turned into a 3v3. No utility, a couple of kits, but nothing else. Cryptix through the smoke, though, will start things off at least, giving them the advantage back. And, well, that's the most important thing, to try and get back into this site. They've already got a man advantage, and whether they can actually go back through... We're going to go through tunnels. Oh, okay, there we go. Rotation will come in.
They're already taking their time, though. Obviously, being up against the North as well is going to make things a lot more difficult. They don't have any utility, as you said, and they need to hurry up and get into this one. We're going to see the first player pushing in through tunnels. Dreaming's going to hold the angle, lands it. MCK follows up onto Cryptix, and now it's all on Mole. He has an AWP. That's not the best gun for a retake. He's just going to get executed there. CAZ with a great hold. Cryptix obviously with a key frag in terms of getting him back into the site, but Fish not able to capitalize. And that really looked like a shoddy retake there. As soon as they lost their tunnels control, that's when they kind of instantly fell. And that's the thing. You should be capitalizing on that. If you lose a player in tunnels in a 2v3 or turn it into 2v2, you should instantly go, okay, guy, 1 guy's in tunnels, everyone else rush through doors or window, because the other player has to be on site. So not taking advantage of the fact that 1 player was instantly kind of out in terms of not being able to fight that one, but Either way, the round goes to CAZ, and now you can see Fish are going to be on the other end of the stick here. They are going to be down towards pistols. We have Mole on the armor, and everyone else just on pistols here, as we can see CAZ sneak their way up towards long, and this is going to be the perfect room for the T side.
Yeah, no, nice little start. They're going to push in and just have the long-range weaponry, which will give them a huge advantage overall. Only a couple of players rotating back in. It will be through the smoke. Mole's going to get one. He's seen the second player with Weber helping him out, and that's going to give them back a couple of kills. So not too bad, considering they only had pistols. We will see, of course, the T's winning the round, unless Weber can do something absolutely ridiculous. But pushing back in from short, if he can take one more with him, I'd say this is a successful round.
Yeah, but it's likely these T's are going to save towards long, especially with the bomb planted towards that default spot here, so you can obviously see them hold that off towards the pit, even with the AWP on the side of Dreaming. So CAZ are just going to be going for the full save here, not wanting to contest this. And I like this. Going for a chase when you're up against an eco is just ridiculous. You see so many top teams do it, and it's just because they want to maybe pad their stats or get some more ADR. But at the end of the day, losing a rifle to take down a player with a $500 pistol that won't really have too much impact into a round is quite silly. But regardless, Weber does grab himself an AK to save. So that's actually a pretty beneficial save there from the Fish side. And now they're going to be able to buy up and having a little more money on the Weber at least, as he's not at least needed to buy up a weapon into this round. Means he can be the bane of the utility. Lots of money left on him, and Rattlesnake a little late on this buy here. I'm not sure what's going on.
Yeah, that's a couple of times now that he's made some weird decisions when it comes to buys, but either way, it's going to be an aggressive push coming out of Long. Dreaming looking for the first pick. He will get it, but Cryptix is very quick to trade. Dreaming just going absolutely ham at the moment. MCK is going to add another one, and well, it looked like a challenge towards Long coming out from the CT side. Mole, however, will be able to trade things back, and Dreaming low on HP, it does mean there's some potential now. Of course, we want to see the boost coming back to get them onto short, and they don't actually have any presence over towards being. CAZ just taking the slow has actually scared them into submission. They're going to fall back over towards this mid position just in case there's a rotation.
The thing is, if Weber gets aggressive here on short and they decide to back out along, this could be really dangerous. You can already see Jacob's going to be probing the T-spawn just to check if there are any CTs rotating back through. And I like this. I think Jacob's basically role here is to push into the B site, create a distraction, force a rotation, and the last two to push up towards long, unless he just spots mid. I'm not too sure what he's really doing at the moment, just sitting in T-spawn waiting, but there's going to be no rotations coming on just yet from the CT side. They are waiting for this bomb plant, or at least some sight of said bomb, and you can see now both positioned near enough towards the A site as CAZ start their push. They do have a smoke for the CT spawn. That is going to be on Dreaming there with the AWP, but still, the time is ticking low. They have to hurry up and get this plant on, and with Weber over towards short, having an elevated angle over this smoke, this could be really, really dangerous for them.
Yeah, he needs to hit the shot though. Almost finds the first. They sort of line up. The smoke is not good, but Mole's not going to hit the shot either way on the peeking Dreaming. And, well, really, he should have taken someone down there with a gap that big. Either way, we will see a couple of low players. So there is potential in this retake. The push looking to come in from Weber. They're trying to time this. Unfortunately, they're now being smoked out, and this should make things very, very difficult for Mole.
Yeah, time's ticking down. Weber's the only one with the kit, and if he goes down towards short, Mole will have to retrieve that, meaning it's basically impossible here. He has to get this first frag, but Jacob's going to be holding the angle. That's the first executed. Mole, he doesn't know there's a player towards him, behind him on long. There's Jacob on short and another on the site. He's got so much to deal with and so little time. He should be backing off in this position, but he seems like he's not going to. Just hiding in the corner, waiting for Jacob to peek, and he gets a dink, but that's going to be it. Goes down eventually, and Fish, they are going to miss out of another round here. CAZ bringing it back to a round advantage in the 4-3, and Fish, I hope to see an eco here as their money really is dire.
Yeah, of course, a little bit of money on Weber, so he can, well, he's going to go for a scout, which on Dust 2, not the worst case scenario in the world, can go for the tags, and that will, of course, benefit these pistols. Doesn't manage to find anything down mid, of course, Dreaming with that AWP is going to be the better of the two in terms of weaponry. They're both tagging each other, but the AWP is always going to do more damage, especially when you're shooting through the doors. In terms of the CT setup, again, they're playing relatively passively, excluding Frank, of course, who's managed to push all the way up towards long.
Yeah, that's a bit of an aggressive position, but you can see no one's really going to be countering it here from the CAZ side. They're all playing very passive, knowing this eco's through, and I like this style of play as well. There's no point playing too aggressive when you're up against pistols, because you know you can just wait for them to get aggro, and most times they will on these ecos. And you can already see just a bit of a peek coming out from Rattlesnake in middle. He starts to get a bit aggressive. Finally goes for it. The flash timed perfectly, grabs himself with the AWP, and the bomb's going to be dropped in middle for them as well. Fish can hold on to this one. They should be rotating their players in. If they can take this bomb and just hold on to it for the time being, it could be perfect. But you can already see the push coming back through. Ozzy's going to go down as well. And Rattlesnake, he's doubled down with his kills. That's 2 in this round. Roma follows up to at least trade things out over in the tunnels there, but it's still going to be a 4v3. And despite Fish having the man advantage, CAZ still have a lot of weaponry and utility left into this round. It's not very typical. You see so many smokes and flashes and even Molotovs. with only 40 seconds left, but they are going to have them. The issue is now, if they start pushing these players up towards long, they still don't have this bomb control. And Fish, if we get to 20 seconds left, they can just run and hide and wait down the time here, because CAZ will not have enough time to plant. So you can already see Jacob's going to be fed out of long. Does catch out Rattlesnake as well. Another spotted on the ramp. This Cryptic's on the site. And could this fall for Fish? It's going terribly. Jacob finds himself too. And now it's all gone the other way around. We know these last players are on the B site, and MCK, he cleans up. That is ridiculous from Fish. I have no idea what they were trying to accomplish with that setup. They should have had more players towards the bomb there in middle, and that is going to grant CAZ a round that they really shouldn't have had.
Yeah. Well, at the same time, they should have had it from the beginning.
Yeah,
it's just that, they make mistakes throughout the round, but managed to get away with it. So a little bit of luck going their way. Now we see the double AWP setup coming straight in, so maybe we can see something out of this one. It does look like, at the moment at least, Frank's going to be playing over towards the car, and, well, he's a little bit trapped in this situation. Doesn't have much support, but eventually we will see the smoke go in, but it doesn't matter. Through the smoke, MCK will find one. Dreaming's found another. And now they have a two-man advantage. They do not need to push long by any stretch. They have 1:25 left on the clock. And they can also just basically force Fish to over-rotate.
Very weird how CAZ typically take all this long control and never do anything with it. Now finally they're going to make this push. The smoke goes down. The counter flashes from Mo. He's going to jump right out as well, but he's not going to be facing the right angle. Although maybe he is. 2 kills for him. The trade through the smoke as Roma drops another. But Cryptic is going to go big, at least taking the man advantage back into a more favourable position. But Jacob, he's had enough. He's going to be able to trade things out back into a 2v1. It's all on Weber now. CT spawn. And he is on the AWP as well, so the worst possible gun for a retake here, but the timing's going to get the better of him. Dreaming attempts to cross, and he's going to be given it as well, as Weber is spotted out trying to rotate back, so they know he's coming towards short now. They're going to have that knowledge as well, and the bomb going to be going down the site to at least guarantee some money for CAZ in the upcoming round.
Yeah, Jacob, the man who's had an incredible start. Of course, I've heard he was the first Jacob. Not the most well-known, I don't think, at the moment, but we'll see whether or not he can find this kill onto Weber, who, well, he's not going to find the kill because Weber's running away, falling all the way back into tunnels, and I think that's probably the right decision here. AWP, unless you find a pick very, very quickly, it's just not worth trying to challenge, and, well, it looks like it's going to be, what, a 6th round in a row now for CAZ, so after the pistol and follow-up, it's been relatively easy from there on out.
Yeah, nice try from Weber. Obviously, no peeking on the site means it's basically impossible to really get anything done if an opportunity doesn't present itself. But CAZ not making any of those mistakes. They are going to be able to pick up another round on the board, and that's a 6-3. This is a pretty dominant scoreline so far. And Fish, I mean, you know, while this isn't actually that heavily in the favour of CAZ, Fish haven't yet picked up a buy round. They've only picked up the first 3, the pistol and then the 2 subsequent anti-ecos. Yeah, so the money on CAZ is being built up massively, meaning that Fish are far away from an economical reset onto them, whereas their money is the complete opposite side of the pitch. We've got Frank still on a pistol despite them going for a buy with the AWP save from the previous round. So I haven't got a lot of hope for Fish so far, but maybe they can bring it back if they can wrap together a couple of rounds on the CT side.
Yeah, they have come pretty close. That's the only thing to mention. A couple of the rounds you thought, okay, maybe this should go their way. The round we saw just moments ago when they pretty much only invested into a scout and a couple of pistols, they almost managed to pull it off. So there is still the potential for them to come back. Of course, it's Dust 2, so anything can happen. I've seen crazy games across this map. It's been in the pool probably too long, if anything, I would say. I think maybe we're due for a revamp, although I don't think that's a popular opinion to have. Don't know what they'd change, but
I think that definitely is. I think everyone kind of wants Dust 2 out, although I'm not.
I think people would nuke out.
As much as, yeah, obviously. I mean, as much as I don't like Dust 2 personally, I feel like there's nothing you can do with it without kind of.
Yeah, it's a bit of a dry map. Anyway
Everyone just says, you know, oh, open the skyboxes. You can do that in an update. You don't need to take it out of the map pool for 6 months to do that. But regardless, back into the game, CAZ are going to be fast pushing along here. We do have Mole to hold the first line, and he does get himself 1 kill, but it's going to be greatly traded in the favour back at this D side. The Rattlesnake, he's going to come in from the CT spawn, trying to rotate back in time. We have Cryptics and Weber on short as well, with the Molotov holding them back. Once again, CAZ saving this utility to late in the round. It's going to be a great decision as well. Ozzy is still on that molly, so he can plant that up whenever he pleases, but Cryptic's going to take the fight. Roma gets the first, but Weber will trade that one out. It's all going to be onto Ozzy here. He gets the first, but Rattlesnake coming back up from the CT spawn is going to eliminate him. It will be Fish to finally pick up a buy round, but Tom, here's where we go into the main issue. Now Fish, they're set up on a platter to be reset. CAZ pick up the upcoming round, and they definitely have enough money to do so.
16K.
It is going to be the $1,400 loss bonus, which will not be good for Fish, especially losing 4 players in that previous round.
Yeah, and I want to talk a bit more about the CAZ strategy there. They tried to retake short towards the very end of the round. You saw 2 players pushing, and it almost worked. They shouldn't have been able to get away with that. The angles 100% favoured Fish, but it came down to Rattlesnake. And, well, speaking of him. He's going to get tagged down to just 30 HP. The shot not quite enough from Dreaming, but he will catch him low at least. In the meantime, well, I don't know if I've said this before already, but they've got long control again. It's a little bit off at this point. There seems to be the rounds where Fish challenge, they lose all their players, so they've just gone, no, you can have it.
Yeah, interestingly enough as well, as Fish spent a few rounds at the beginning of the half getting very aggressive towards long and giving away short, and now it just seems to be the complete opposite. We've got Cryptics pushed up towards short, and they've given away long, and CAZ is going to take great advantage of that. All their players are now in that position. We have 2 in pit as well. They're ready to make their burst, but still Fish not peeking anything. They're having no information on the matter. And we should have this AWP from Rattlesnake, preferably towards the A site, especially considering we've got this push-up from Weber. I don't really know why Rattlesnake's committing to this. I guess towards mid, at least he can hold that angle, but at this point it's very clear that they're going to be hitting long, not middle, because in a second, when Weber clears this T-spawn, he's going to be able to make that call to his team. I'd like to see Rattlesnake rotate now. No, I don't get it. Weber's cleared T-spawn. There we go. Rattlesnake going to finally rotate, and CAZ are going to put down their smokes. This is going to be a long take.
Yeah, they've thrown down quite a few smokes. In fact, Molotov's going up, but there's 2 players on the site and a third just spraying through. Frank's going to drop the bomb. There's only 30 seconds left on the clock. They've got to go quick now, and they've already lost a man. Utility for the CT side is running out, but this is just turning into a bloodbath, and there comes Weber. Rattlesnake combining, and that flank is what finished off the round. It pretty much what gave them all the info as well.
Could have been a very bad round as well without that rotation from Rattlesnake. I'm glad that we saw that call made, at least from the flanking player.
He took his time.
Yeah, it really did. I was getting a little bit triggered there, you know. It was close though. At least they called it at the end of the day, and that is going to be Fish at least not getting reset, which is the important thing to note. They keep their economy.
They're still on it though.
Oh
they're still very much on it. I think 2K on Frank is the most they have, and well, he's going to need to spend that up in the next round because he's just died.
Yeah, that's not a good start, especially considering they're only one off this eco. So you'd like to think they can at least make the scoreline a little bit more competitive. And once again, some aggression from the CT side. This time it's Weber. He takes down Aussie, and that is going to be the man advantage equalised, although at the cost of putting him down to 12 HP. So you can already see Weber's very tagged up, and CAZ should be able to take advantage of that later in the round. He really needs to back off into middle, and he will.
That is risky.
Yeah, at least they put a smoke down so he could safely cross there, but still very, very close.
Yeah, when you're on 12 HP, you see that smoke go down. One bullet flies through the smoke and hits you, and well, you're dead. You're dead. There's nothing you can do. But it doesn't happen, so he will survive to fight another day. Of course, being so low, he has to fall back and play a passive role. He is currently the solo man on B, although the rotation will come out from Rattlesnake, who has the AWP in hand. 55 seconds, and it does look like CAZ is somewhat dedicated towards this B site, but I'm liking the spot from Rattlesnake. Now, it's one where he can very easily get isolated, and with little utility, well, it's risky, but he's going to find that pick, and now he can fall back, take another angle. That's a nice flash. The one flash works out, and he's going to hit the no-scope as well, looking for more. Finally gets taken down. Roma gets both. He hits Weber in the spray, and that leaves just 2 versus 2.
That was so confusing. I didn't even know where he got that second kill, but they line up for him. That's going to be a massive round so far for him, but at least Fish have 2 players left to come back in for the retake. The utility is going to be completely extinguished here for the CT side, but they do have the, I guess, HP advantage into this one. Still, these players have not been tagged, and with no AWP left on the CT side means that rifles are going to be the perfect weapons to retake, and you can already see Jacob starting to get a bit too big for his boots. Mole catches him out, and now they can pincer this last player on the site. Roma can't hold 2 angles at once, and Cryptics will take advantage of that. Round going to Fish, and keeping up the economy. They've really kicked it back into overdrive, and it's going to be a 6-6 as well now, which is very, very important.
Yeah, Fish, they're leaving it pretty close, especially with the picks at the beginning. But they're winning rounds, and that's the most important thing. They're 6-all at the moment. The T's will still be able to buy. They've got the loss bonus coming up behind them now with 3 rounds in a row. And considering I think they've got the bomb down in at least 2 of the last 3, so they're going to be making a little bit of extra money along the way. Of course, utility and weaponry a little bit. Aussie only on a Galil. It's starting to scamper, and maybe if a bomb doesn't go down in this round, we will actually see an eco. Nice peek from Rattlesnake. The AWP falling into his hands has definitely turned this game around for Fish.
Yeah, a really good start at least to bring this one back into the round, and now we will see the man advantage at least attempt to be revitalized from the CAZ side. They're going to once again push the player down middle, but this setup's a bit interesting. Rome is actually isolated in middle, and if he goes down, that's a bomb back in the favor of Fish. We have seen them get aggressive on B quite a few rounds as well, with both Mole and Weber pushing up. So either way, if he is taken down, this could be really, really dire for CAZ, but they are at least going to regroup with him in middle as they start to make a bit of a push, and maybe trying to pull something out towards short for the time being.
Yeah, it does seem that way. They're slowly pushing up. Of course, they can just take control and then just fall back. I'm liking the player over towards Goose. That will be Frank. Now, he's been a player who's been dying quite often so far. The early picks towards long have mostly been on him, so for him to fall back into a more passive role definitely seems like a good idea. He's going to fit in over towards Goose. Now this position, unless it's pre-fired or checked instantly, should be very easy to get a kill, especially on the side. But they're actually going to go pushing straight round. This is just horrible. What is Cryptix doing? Doesn't manage to spot the smoke, I suppose. Does manage to catch them out, and he will make up for the fact that his teammate just died by spraying down 2.
Dreaming, he's going to have to regrab this bomb quickly before the smoke in CT runs out, and it finally will, but he actually gets back to the site in time. I'm surprised Fish giving this one away, but obviously knowing the economy left on CAZ, they just want to play for a retake. It's going to be safer. 2 players coming from either position now, as we see the short push actually start to come in.
Angle.
Yeah, this is a nice setup, at least from the CT side, but Dreaming over towards short. He needs to find one very quickly, or he's going to be completely useless from this position. Catches out the first, but going to be spotted by Cryptix. That's 4 kills in that round. Massive round for him, and Fish are going to be able to pick up a 7th round on the board, now taking the lead over CAZ.
What I like about Cryptix by there, obviously his teammate gets taken down because he wasn't able to spot. But then once he gets 2 kills, he doesn't just go and challenge the rest. He falls back towards long, goes with his teammate, and then he just acts like he's disappeared. You notice the T's weren't looking in that direction at all. It's because they delayed their push for so long that they thought they rotated somewhere else. He comes out, nice easy first frag. Last player is completely surrounded, so he'll take the quad in the round. T's getting the bomb down. That's what's going to secure their buy, however, so they are going to be able to continue to grow. But if they lose this one, it's 5 in a row, and loss bonus will be maxed.
Look at this again. Weber, he's done it before, and he's going to at least get himself 1 into this round. He does get traded eventually, but still, it's a pick for the CT side. However, that does favour T's, obviously. Especially doing that at the beginning of the round. If you do that late round, you may be able to catch out 1 player, as we saw previously. We had 1 player in tunnels, but doing it early round when you're likely going to have 2 players push into the tunnels, maybe a couple down mid and outside long, it's a bit of a dangerous one, but obviously trying to at least make something work out of the one and done spot will not work.
It could also be a confidence play as well. If the T's are constantly losing players very early in the round because of 1 man, even if it's a trade, it can just be demoralizing. So I wouldn't say it's too bad. Of course, 4v4, going to be relying on the rest of his teammates, but they do have the better weaponry in play. Rattlesnake still with that AWP, but we're going to be looking towards Cryptix. Now, last round at least, did pretty damn well to pick up 4 kills. It's looking like he's just going to fall back, and this is again just going to be a complete abandonment of short. So I'm not sure if they've had a read or what, but they've just completely given it up and may just look for a retake. I'm not quite sure if they've heard something. You can, of course, from long hear the players on short, but that seems like a really odd thing to do, just completely give it up. But Rattlesnake, he's going to catch one out. Switches over to the Galil. I imagine he'll pick up his orb straight away. And they're just set up once again. They're just saying, okay, CAZ, you can have that bomb plant. We don't really care, because every single time we're just going to retake you. You see how many times the bomb has gone down? It's going to be 4th out of 5 rounds now.
Yep, CAZ back into this post plant. They do take a bit more short control this time, but the bomb is going to be taken away from Fish, so they need to hurry up and get on this retake. We have MCK just trying to take a bit of a fight. The issue is with this short after plant is the bomb's not planted for them, so MCK is going to be the only person to at least try and hold this off. He's going to be really the catalyst for the round for CAZ, and maybe Dreaming will have a bit more impact as well. Mole does trade after one, but Roma, he's going to be able to at least do some work from short. It's all on Frank. What has happened, Fish? I don't know what they're trying to do. They're all pushing in 1 by 1. They're not playing the trade game, and CAZ are going to be able to work despite a terrible afterplant situation with them pushing towards short. But just to pick up on the previous round, something early on that I noticed, which is quite interesting. The setup from Fish, obviously we had the two players towards long. They had no A site control, no one on short. And obviously they had players on B and mid. And they went, okay, well obviously they're not taking long, obviously CAZ aren't taking long control. So the CTs went, right, where are they going to be? Likely either B or short. Rattlesnake pushes into tunnels and he goes, okay, it has to be short at this point. So that's why he takes that peak from a lower tunnel.
Almost 3.
Why am I even talking?
Well, I was just going to say, you've missed out on some of the sketchiest buys I've ever seen. Just both teams really limited. An AWP, I think, in a rifle alongside Deagles, and, well, the Deagles got absolutely slaughtered in that long push coming out. It will be CAZ to take the 8-7, but when you look at the sort of mid-round where they win 6 in a row, it could have been a much better half. So I think Fish coming back, it's not too bad. Obviously, this is statistically exactly what you should be achieving on Dust 2.
Yeah, 8-7. No one's going to feel bad about that. Yeah, no one's going to be writing home. It's perfectly fine either way. And going into the second half, it's going to be very, very based on who picks up this pistol around here. I wouldn't say an inherent T or CT side advantage is going to come into play at all. And we can already see the buy's going to be coming through, and we have the pistol round straight away for you guys. So that's good. I'm used to, like, you know, delays between the pistol, which really triggers me, but it's nice to see.
What, because of the Asian CS where they would call a pause and the game would break?
Yeah, they call a pause and then we'd have to reset the server. But we have Fish starting their push into the middle. We do have a bit of aggression from CAZ. It will be punished as well. Ozzy is going to be alone as his teammate falls behind him. He's going to get a bit of PTSD from that, but Jacob is going to be sneaking his way into the tunnels. Maybe able to catch out one, but Cryptic's going to be lined up with the pistol. Takes the shot as well. Fish, they've got a two-man advantage, and now they're going to at least be able to capitalize and take this control towards long. The smoke working in their favor. We see a lot of team damage going the way, and Roma still not taken down, but Dreaming, what is he holding? He pushes right out into a long area, and now Mole isolating him is going to just leave two players left on the CAZ side, but Roma may have something to do. He does get one and two as well. Ozzy follows up. It's all onto Weber. It's crumbled here for Fish, and it is going to be on the UK start to try and bring this one back.
The UK Stars buddy, but either way, Roma, he will trade out the kill onto Ozzy. So nice round from him, gets himself a triple, saves the kit as well, so an extra little bit of money added in there, but really Fish should have capitalized. They had the first couple of kills going their way, they just try and force the issue and they get caught out because of it.
Yeah, nice stuff at least from CAZ to bring that one back, and they are going to be going for the buy now as we see Fish not really investing too much. Obviously they got everything they can, but we've got Weber on the scout, we got pistols along the other players, nothing too, I guess, questionable here from the T side, and CAZ are already on the, Weber's already on that scout down towards middle, not being able to catch anything out. CAZ are just setting up with a very default CT side as well. They've got, you know, one long, one short, 2B. Not really much mid control, but they have got a spot player who's going to be Jacob, just checking towards those doors there, as we can see, and Dreaming supporting from the CT spawn as that smoke goes down.
Oh, there we go. Dreaming gets the first kill of the round. It will be pushed in, but the rest have just gone straight onto that B site. Deagle spamming away. Jacob very, very low on HP, and they should be getting a bomb plant as a minimum here for Fish. Now, they didn't get that in the last round, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway, so they forced into this one, and now they're going to try and fight it off. They managed to pick up a rifle, but CAZ did go fairly heavy on the rifles into this round, so it should be pretty good for a retake, but the utility's very, very limited. Mole managing to push out, finds one, but Frank goes straight out the window and just hands a kill away. Now it's going to be an easy trade. This just leaves Cryptic left, and that will be the 4. It seems to be quite a few times now we've seen some over-aggression running out that window, and it is, but if anybody's looking that way, you're dead.
Yeah, that's the thing. Typically, especially in that situation where there's so many CTs there, it's likely we're going to have at least 2 or 3 over towards the middle area. So it's kind of a walking into a death trap. It's a bit of an unjustified position, but regardless, they get the bomb down. I mean, they could have got more, they could have picked up the round, but they are going to give it away at the end of the day, so the buy is going to be at least halted up until the next one. They just have some pistols, a couple of Deagles, a couple of PT-50s, and a Tech 9 on Weber. CAZ, though, they are going to rein in at least on the SMGs, just having 1 UMP, rest on rifles, safe play as well, but maybe not the moneymaker that they would like.
Yeah, early aggression coming out from Roma. Isn't going to spot anyone just yet, waiting to see whether or not anybody will go near that smoke. And I've seen players run through it before. I think I've seen Carrigan spray down 4 players through a smoke like that, so definitely don't want to go in that direction. It was actually his teammate, so he can just throw out another one, and it will deny any sort of aggression from the T's early on. It looks like they're heading back to a somewhat default short push, and well, Weber has actually got a little bit of presence towards mid. Now, Ozzy is going to try and find that frag, but it still seems that they're not really sure where they're going with 2 players out mid. They could drop down, but I feel like that would be a little bit risky to say the least. Already Ozzy will peek out, finds the first. Hasn't really taken much damage either, so he can just continue to peek.
Yeah, typically if you drop a smoke into CT spawn, you can push, but without the smoke, it's going to be so much more difficult. A short push is going to be way safer at least, and they are going to do that. Bomb trying to go down the site. Ozzy, he's going to be able to try and go for the jump shot. Will land a few more, but the bomb's still going to be planted and uncontested in that factor as well. CAZ are already on for this retake and giving away the site, much as Fish did at least in the first half against these ecos, and Ozzy just jump shooting Mole. That's going to be Roma following up, and it will just be the cleanup here for CAZ. They take out the trash, and Fish, they're going to be at least getting the buy up in the next round, which will be very lucrative, but CAZ picking up 11th on the board. This is going to be very important that this D side pick this one up.
Yeah, there's 2 sides to every story, of course, in that round. So Fish get the bomb plant, but then CAZ don't lose any players. So if anything, they've almost made a little bit of a pact saying, okay, let's just make it so that both of us make a nice amount of money and we can just both go home at the end. The only problem is now, the winner of this round, well, if it's Fish, great. They don't get reset. They can continue just playing, but they still have to come up against a bye. Now, if CAZ win, Fish are not going to have any money into the next round, even if they get a bomb plant, or, well, it won't be great. They may be able to squeeze a buy together, but I wouldn't recommend it. Ozzy, very aggressive, same sort of scenario we said with Weber, though. It's a trade, but he did only have an ump, so maybe it's not the worst case.
Yeah, I don't really like that. You have short control. You may as well just hold it off, especially when there's so many footsteps in mid. Instead of just trying to take that fight, just hold and wait for one player to push up short. You're unlikely to get a full short rush so early on into the round, so he could have taken himself one and then backed off. But regardless, Dreaming is going to bring it back in the favour of CAZ. However, he is going to have to deal with a couple of players who are pushing out towards his position, though. The Molotov coming in and the back off from Rattlesnake. So man advantage going to be secured now for CAZ and locked away. So Fish, they're going to have to come back into a 3v4 as they at least try and pull it back for a real man disadvantage. Not only that, but a round disadvantage, which is hugely in the favour of CAZ right now, especially if they pick up this 12th round.
Yeah, we are... Well, I'm just looking at the fact there's still 2 players on B. It's quite a good setup, in fact. They do have someone spotting over towards mid just in case there is a push in that direction, but it means that they have a crossfire ready. Running into tunnels, normally you're good for 1 at least, and then it's just a 2 versus 2. And, well, already we see MCK getting 1. Now we're looking for the trades to come out. Will they be able to take down Jacob? They will, but again, it's 1 each, and that's already enough. This should be very, very difficult from this point onwards. As long as CAZ don't make any real mistakes, like give him some 1v1s, it should be an easy retake.
Rattlesnake, though, guaranteeing the bomb plant before the retake comes in. And if he gets aggressive here, it could be the perfect read. Dreaming's going to be holding off safely, though, but still, Rattlesnake's positioned towards this door. The issue is they are going to time their push to come in at the same time, so he needs to catch out 1, as you said, and he's going to be able to at least get the tag off the flank coming out through the tunnels as well. Rome is going to get it, and that will be CAZ to pick up the round. Rattlesnake, obviously, I like what he was trying to do there, but just not having the time to do it means that CAZ will be able to guarantee in 12th. So that's where things get a little bit more dangerous as well for Fish, who are obviously going to have money from that bomb plant.
They will get a buy.
But still, they are really losing out in terms of rounds.
Yeah, this is the problem now, because, well, after that sort of 6-round streak we saw in the last half, and now the pistol going the way of CAZ, they've got plenty of cash to play with. They haven't been able to get an AWP on the table, mainly because nobody's really died too often. When they have, they're just buying back up a rifle. We haven't seen Dreaming go down, so he's just sticking with an AK, and well, we're sort of waiting for that AWP to come out. Of course, this is Dust 2. This is the realm of the AWP, but in the meantime, we've got a long push coming out. Mole will start things off with a headshot onto Roma. There's still a couple of other players there, however.
And they're going to be spraying down as well. Aussie lands himself 1, 2, 3. Okay, what's happened here? Fish are just falling apart, and this is not where they want to be right now. They may have the bomb, and they may have the ace sight, but still, Jacob is going to be very, very close. And if he goes for a jump shot, he could be able to at least deny himself a bomb plant to allow his teammate to rotate back in. Just depends where they commit to this plant. I'd like to think they wouldn't go for short, unless they find a pick there, because they don't know where these CTs are rotating from. We can already see aggression on short. The bomb plant goes down for that position as well, so they need to take down MCK, and they will. Rattlesnake finds him. It's all on Jacob. He's going to get pincered, and that will be the second. That will be the second as well. Rattlesnake takes him down. We're going to see Fish at least pick up another round on the board, but they have to continue with it once again. CAZ are going to be able to buy up to put this one back in the dirt.
I felt like Fish played some of the most balls-to-the-wall Counter-Strike I've ever seen in my life. Like, they will literally take the riskiest peaks, but manage to pull them off. Rattlesnake definitely having, well, at least a reasonable game. A lot of the rounds that they managed to pick up, especially when he was on the AWP. And there we see at the end, 2v2. Well, Rattlesnake takes both, so good round coming out from him. Of course, they need to capitalize on this one, but at the same time, whoever loses this round is the one being reset. So we could see either a close game or the end coming up soon. And while CAZ are starting things off with the first kill, but now the rush comes through, and while the spray through the smoke, they're actually run past him, but they will take him down eventually. And it's still just trades, but it's coming up trumps at the moment for CAZ.
Yeah, man advantage, and it's going to be worked on even further as Aussie follows up. Jacob's going to drop another, and CAZ, they will be able to pick up the round. It's not going to be anything too difficult, and that's a reset as well. So Fish's economy is down in the dumps. They are going to be on 1900 each, or around that, maybe max 3k on Frank as well. So really nothing to work with, especially with CAZ only 2 off of the match point here. So they are going to have to completely give away another round. The issue with that's not good. The issue is, we'll just ignore that. The issue is with this now is Fish are only going to get the $1,900 loss bonus after losing this one. So meaning they're only going to be at 4k, which isn't a lot of money considering you can't buy up an AWP with 4k. I guess Frank may have a little bit extra to buy up.
I'm just looking at Weber. Like, he bought. He only has $800, so
exactly.
No matter what, even if they get a bomb down, he doesn't have a buy. He has to go with a Tech 9 or something into this next round. So
yeah, exactly.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan at all.
Unless they're playing so CAZ can get 15, which I don't see happening.
No, he's just going to buy a Tech 9.
That's
I think he was going to be the nades player anyway, so maybe thought along the lines of if I do some damage, but I don't like that. I think you should be buying with your team.
When CAZ have such a huge economy as well, there's not really much point in doing said damage. So I don't know, I don't agree with it, but regardless, we're going to see how it turns
Well,
out. At least
he did
dreaming.
well in
Oh,
this round.
God. Yeah, he had some good impact with those nades that he brought up.
Get wrecked, Weber. That's all I could really say. It will be the 4v3 CT side looking to break this, what could be the last buy. Of course, it may be a little bit better into the next round if they can get a bomb plant, but that's looking pretty skeptical at this point in time. Again, they've just gone for a pretty much 2-2 split. I am intrigued by how far away the A players are. They're playing at opposite ends of A, all the way back in Goose and one on long, which could actually work out in a nice little crossfire. The only problem is if somebody manages to push through CT, it should happen again that Aussie will be down. But they're not. They're going to go towards that B site at the moment. A little bit of control from Mole in middle. Just looking to see if anybody pushes through. They're not going for anything over aggressive though. And well, it's looking like a very similar position to last time. Mole, he's the one with the AWP, so we're not going to see anything here. Just tapping away, and well, the CTs, they're not even going to risk it now. They'll throw down the smoke and just deny any sort of push that could come in.
Yeah, look at the utility left. With 40 seconds left, they have enough smokes and molotovs to run down almost all of that there. So that is so important here on this CT side, and yeah, the time really is running down. Mole's going to try and find something towards middle. Almost catches out a player, at least gets the information, but as you can see, with 30 seconds left, they're going to have to hurry up and commit. We see Aussie move out of that Goose position. Molotov goes down, he takes the first shot as well, tries to follow up. He's going to get the headshot on the Cryptics. Almost a trade from Mole with the AWP, but he's just going to miss out. The Molotov denying him entry back into the A site, and at least he hits a flick shot, but there's just so little time left. He can't even run back to get damage. He has to hurry up and get this bomb down. He will succeed in getting onto the site, but with 3 players pushing towards him, there's absolutely nothing he can do. We're going to see MCK finish it off in CAZ. That's 15 rounds on the board, and that's almost GG at this point.
Yeah, and the only reason he got onto the side was because the flash, I think, was just slightly mistimed and actually blinds his own teammate. So definitely going to be a difficult one. In terms of the money, well, it's not going to be good. And yeah, I think you're just pointing out to me that they have only got 1 round so far. So betting on Fish at this point, you'd have to be Moses.
You'd really have to be Moses, wouldn't you? But Fish are going to start to push up towards middle here. We have 4 players, 1 towards the T-spawn as well, and they're going to just go for the really fast, short push here. I'm not sure how Dreaming gets caught out, but Rattlesnake going to be able to take him down straight away. We do see Aussie at least trade things back out from the CT spawn, but he's going to be back up to ramp here as Rattlesnake. He is the only player to fall so far, and these T's are actually making quick work of the CAZ players. Aussie dropped as well, and now the retakes on. Despite only having pistols into this one, with the exception of a scout on Weber, it's still going to be the man advantage here for Fish, which is a very, very key thing to have.
No, they are going to go aggressive as well. Cryptic's trying to get close and personal where the Tech 9 rules, but he will fall, and already the trades will come in, bringing it back to a 2 versus 2 aggressive position for Frank. This has happened like 3 times now where they've been there and the CTs have been caught off guard. It's going to be Jacob. Last round, can he clutch this one out? Looking like it's possible. He does have a Molotov. That's going to be thrown down, and he's just going to go straight for the defuse. Nade jumped out.
Oh.
Lovely stuff. Really smart play from Jacob, and he will end this game 16-8. CAZ with a very dominant CT side overall, and well, that's going to be it. CAZ will take the first map, and